It's time to learn some science. So hit Sam with the science front.
Greetings, guys. We got Max Slavo from shtfplan.com.
Oh, I love them.
This is a monster, it says. A sunspot now larger than Jupiter continues to unleash solar flares. Kyle and D-Lake, for anyone that is listening and doesn't know, if the right kind of solar flare hits the Earth, it could shut down all electronics, all of them. And that's an issue because we have outsourced the making of transistors, transformers to other nations. Now, let's pretend that we get hit and China doesn't. Do you think they're going to go scrambling to their factories to get the United States back on its feet again in a timely manner? If you do think that, go to the bathroom. If you don't think that, then listen to my science break. As most Americans go about their daily lives without care or concern for what's happening around them, 92 million miles away, a catastrophic threat may be in the making. Unlike global warming, Kyle, this is really happening. In January, the NOAA identified a sizable sunspot dubbed AR-1944. Within hours of warnings being issued about a potential for this particular region of the sun to cause Earth-directed coronal mass ejections, it sent an X-class flare from the sun into the Earth. It was towards us anyway. While powerful, that particular flare and the subsequent N-class flares were not strong enough to cause any significant disruptions on Earth. But as the spot rotated to the other side of the sun, it says, things got interesting. And even more dangerous for the people of Earth. AR-1944 has been around, it was renamed in 1967. Again, why are they doing that? Why is it they're trying to obfuscate what this is? Well, this could be why. The region is now more active than it was in January. According to the sky photographer John Chumach, AR-1967 has grown considerably. It is now wider than Jupiter. For our Kesha fans out there, that would mean the biggest planet in the solar system. It makes Earth look like a
I just respect you for that.
And Sam, just to clarify, we're talking about solar flares and sunspots here, the size and magnitude of the size of the planet Jupiter?
Yes, over 100 Earths could fit into it, it says. Space.com says this massive sunspot is now wider than the planet Jupiter and is very active. He told Space.com on February 4th. Yesterday, no less than 7 M-class flares erupted in this region, and this is dated February 12th. The sunspot group AR-1967, it's now a group, has continued to unleash several solar flares as it makes its 2-week trek across the face of the sun as seen from Earth. It says, I'm skipping through some of this. The speed of the event was so fast, or faster than anything we've seen in the modern age. It was traveling faster than the speed of sound. If it hadn't hit the Earth, the July 12th solar flare event would have created a technological disaster by short-circuiting satellites, power grids, ground communication equipment, and threatening the health of astronauts and aircraft crews. We have proposed that the 2012 event be adapted as the best estimate of the worst-case scenario. Likelihood of it crippling our electronic power grid, don't worry, D-Lake, it's only a 100% likelihood if it happens. So, I mean, we got some leeway there. And the rest of it's self-explanatory, guys, in the article. It's a big deal.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean, Kyle, what can we do to prevent this? I mean, I know Obama's working on Iron Man suits, but is that going to work?
The most important thing that in my opinion, that all nations need to do is spend a little bit less time building nuclear weapons that are stuck in the ground, or building a nuclear power plant that's stuck in the side of a mountain like Iran wants to do, and find ways to build transformers for your country inside of a mountain. Look up the science and see if maybe there's some way we can inoculate we can build things that we need to be able to have constructed in a timely fashion in the event that this would happen. Again, it's going to cost a lot of money. Sam, are you saying that we should build transformers in the side of a mountain? That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that going to be expensive? Yes.
And then it's harder for the empirical forces to find them too.
Yeah. Does anybody listening to this have a better idea? That's the question.
You're absolutely right.
Idea?
But D-Lake asks, what could we be doing? That's not the question, I don't think. I think the question is, what will we do? Because we have scientists smarter than any other time in history who can do amazingly impressive things. We could already have a fully functioning human brain within a computer that acts as a human brain and can think and can talk and can rationalize, but we won't because we don't have the money for it. Now on that, okay, we don't have the money for it, we shouldn't waste our time. But like you said, we can make all these nuclear warheads and we can go into these endless wars and we can spend hundreds of $1,000s on things like like lobbying to make the NFL gay-free, and we can spend money on all these stupid things, but the most important things, we won't do anything, which to me is science and space technology. Not just for things like this. Should we be building, transformers and electronic systems inside of mountains where they're not going to get knocked out by a solar flare? Absolutely.
What we're doing, Kyle, is hopefully the other side of the world gets it.
Exactly, and I look at it the same way as, why aren't we on Mars and on the Moon? We could absolutely be on the Moon, we could absolutely have a colony on Mars by now, but we won't because of the financial restrictions of it. Well, when a giant solar flare so powerful that it knocks out all human life on the planet comes, well then money doesn't really matter too much at that point. And by that point, you can't say, oh, there's a solar flare that's going to hit the Earth in 5 hours, let's hurry up and get to Mars. You're already fucked at that point. We need to be getting off. We live on the equivalent of an apple. We live on the skin of that apple, and it's so fucking fragile. We need to be doing everything we can. Our number one priority should be preserving human life. Not just on Earth, but throughout the galaxy. Call me crazy, Sam, but...
I agree with that completely.
It's time to listen science. So here's Sam with the science front.